Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and this is a first of 31 episodes. The first of 31 episodes where we're going to bring you guys one show every night at 12 midnight on the East Coast time. So you West Coast people, you guys are getting lucky because it's not quite bedtime over there. But for the East Coast guys, you guys are going to be the ones that are going to suffer through this with us. But we appreciate you guys. So listen, we do a lot of shows all the time, okay? And there are a ton of questions that we can't get to. People pay, they make contributions. We can't always read them all. We can't acknowledge all of the questions and all of the comments. And so what we're going to do one night every day for this entire month of March is bring you guys a midnight show where you type a question, we read it, and we answer it. Now, here's the thing. These shows are not going to be long because there might not be a ton of questions every single night. All right. But what we're going to do instead is 15 minutes exactly. Now, tonight's show will be 16 minutes because we started at 11:59 p.m. So that way we could officially say we started on March 1st. It's a thing that I'm, crazy with. But this is going to be the longest intro to it. Again, we're going to just explain it again. 11:59 we started, March 1st, and this is going to be a March Madness at midnight segment. 15 minutes every day. So some days it's going to be me by myself. It'll be me and Brian. It'll be me, Brian, and Breezy. It'll be me, Brian, Breezy, Nick, Tony. Like it's going to be a whole bunch of us. You guys get to type any questions. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go down, click on the very first question we see after we start the show. We're going to click it, and we're going to go. So this is the very first one we got here. But before we even do that, Brian, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm all right. I do want to say what's up and make sure you're okay. And thanks for rocking with me for this one. Listen, I kind of caught the guys off guard, but you'll see. I think this will be fun. I really do think this will be fun. And Sloppy Dickens kicks off our very first question on the March Madness at Midnight segment here. And it is, what's up, guys? I'll let you go first. What's up, Ryan?
Same old, ready to talk some ball.
I love the background over there, man. You are always doing something nice, man. Look at guys. Come on, man. This guy got a freaking custom solo layout. It doesn't get much better than that. Take a look at it, guys. All right, so here we go. Look at Niner Nick was excited that we were early. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's pretty cool to see like the people appreciate us being like on time or early. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so here's the next question I see in here. From Risky. I'm sorry. How do we feel about Arizona now? Shake my head. We the worst in division.
No, my 2 cents. I'm not any different than I was before they signed him. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. They may have other plans for Jones. They may have other plans for Riddick. Who knows? So this is just a piece of their puzzle, and it's just getting started. It doesn't bother me. It's not that J.J. Watt isn't an amazing player. He's injury prone. He's been injury prone his entire career. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't change our standings in the NFC West as far as I'm concerned.
Do you know who their other defensive end is?
I don't care.
But we should. I absolutely care. This defensive line just took a major step forward. Now, the flip side is going to be, how healthy is he going to be and how many games is he actually going to play and all that. There's only 2 games I'm concerned about. There's only 2 games that I'm concerned about, and he can be and probably will be a difference maker in those games.
Could be.
If he's there. And so it's a little rough for me, man. I am concerned. And if you were going based off of a game-by-game situation, or I'm sorry, a day-by-day situation where, again, we're going to be doing this every single day. So something could change tomorrow, and they'll ask the same question again. As of right now, I do think that the Cardinals took a step forward in the NFC West. I probably had them at the bottom. I could see them jumping us right now. We got a long off season ahead of us. We've got so much coming. But we got to be, we do have to be patient. But as of this moment, right now, who finished last in the NFC West?
Wait, last year?
Yeah. this past
Awesome.
season.
It's
We
us.
did, right? So how can we sit there and not say that we're the worst in the division? We haven't
Because
done anything to
last year was
improve.
a fluke with all the injuries, man. There's
Is it
first of
really?
all, you're gonna okay. So from my perspective, and I've talked about this before, Stafford's not going to increase the Rams. The Rams are going to take a dip because of getting rid of Goff and the stability they had in there. We already know that there's animosity in Seattle, and they're going to have a hard time keeping all the players they want. So, I don't see this as a move that puts Arizona above the Niners or what the Niners can be if everybody's healthy. If everybody's healthy, we win the division.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I like the confidence, bro. I like the confidence. I don't have it. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not that I don't want to, because I swear on everything I do. I really, really do want to have the confidence that you have. But here's the thing. The injuries have been a long part of the Shanahan and Lynch regime. And so we can't say that last year was a fluke. We were just as injured the year before. We just happened to make it to the Super Bowl. We
were not as injured with people remaining off the roster for an entire year in the same aspect as in 19 as we were in 2020. It was far worse. There may have been injuries in 2019, but they weren't to the same extreme, And when you don't have a backup quarterback who can play, I mean, that's the situation that we're in. And that's why I think that they're looking at other ways to prop up the backup situation.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens, but I have to say comfortably right now, I think the Niners are in last place in the division. And that shouldn't be a shock because that's where we finished. They have to show me otherwise before I can go ahead and say that they've jumped ahead of anybody. Injuries is a part of football, so on and so forth. And right now, I think we have the worst quarterback in the division.
I know you do.
Yeah, I really do. All right. So Mike Rizzo asks is very similar question. What are your thoughts about Watt in Arizona? I don't know about you guys, but I feel people are overreacting. Well, he hated everything I just said. We will be okay. We are not going up against 2012 JJ Watt. And that was similar to what you said, right?
What's that? Sorry.
The last part you said we're not going up against 2012 JJ Watt.
Right.
And I said that's similar to what you were saying, right?
Right. The only thing that I had questions about was when he was getting ready to leave the Texans. The big argument was that he wanted to go for championship. He was in for a ring. You chose the wrong team, brother. I mean, the Cardinals aren't winning the Super Bowl. Not happening.
Yeah. I mean,
first they got to get through the West, and that's going to be a feat in of its own. And then you have to face the entire division, and they don't have it. Or a conference, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm what you mean. And by the way, when we're doing these shows, I'm going to answer with this, not with this, because all these answers would be very different if I was speaking from the heart. All right. Melissa asked, did Brian see The Hive and agree with Mike on Orlando Brown?
I did not see The Hive. I don't watch any podcasts.
Smart man. And the reason I say that, not that you guys shouldn't be watching them, but it's because if you do a podcast as frequently as we do, listening to other podcasts influences your thoughts, and you end up saying what you heard someone else say and letting them change your mind about what you really thought or felt, which is good, which means you're open-minded, but I do like it. What is up, squad? That really wasn't for us. I'm sorry.
Well, and let me just say, the reason I don't watch podcasts is because we get enough bum scoop from our actual beat writers that doesn't pan out, that I'm not listening to a bunch of other people that don't put any thought process into, or limited thought process into their the product they're putting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying that about The Hive because I've never watched it, so I don't know anything about those guys.
Right.
I'm sure if you went on there, then they must hold some sort of weight, because you wouldn't have put your face on the screen with them if they didn't.
Yeah, those are my boys, man. Zach and them over at 49ers Hive. Those are my guys. So Big Row 30 says, how do you guys feel about the Bridgewater buzz, which was one of the biggest rumors today? We'll be discussing that tomorrow on the show a little bit more, but you get to hear it from us first here. So, Brian, what were your thoughts on the Bridgewater buzz?
Well, first of all, I couldn't find anything that said exactly when that contact happened. And so, they could have been a month ago, they could have called. But either way, it doesn't make any sense financially when you look at the contracts. for them to be pulling him over there as they're making the trade. Unless there was some thought process that they were going to get rid of Jimmy and have Bridgewater start, and then we will be at the bottom of the NFC West if that was to happen.
Yeah. I saw it, and I just feel like I do feel like Bridgewater is more consistent than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just not sure that he's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that he has a higher floor, and that's due to the consistency and availability, but I'm not sure about anything else. And so I don't see that as a clear upgrade.
Right.
I don't. And
no, if he'd never had the injury in Minnesota, it'd be a different story. But I mean, since then he's been bounced around the league, it's
well, even without the injury, I feel about Teddy Bridgewater the way all right, here we go. The way I do about Josh Rosen. So I haven't seen it myself to say, oh yeah, he does X, Y, or Z really well. We should be going after that guy. I just don't. That's not. I haven't seen it. So we'll chalk it up to ignorance here. Okay. All right. Let's try to run through some more of these. Mike, will you be getting the other mic on here for midnight? I will try. You got to remember, Mike is also an East Coast guy, and those guys are tired, man. Those guys are tired. Let's see are there any questions? You guys. Nope. That's not a question. Mike gonna be tired tomorrow from Mike. All right. I don't know. All right. You try to make some sense of that one, and I'll go to the next one.
Wet the QB3 Otis. 3, yeah, that's an O, right?
All right. I don't know. I'm sorry if you want to write it again. His name is Otis, so I think he wrote that in there because of that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's up with the QB3 Otis. I'm not sure.
Why are you guys so tough on Jimmy when he's already taken us to a ship and a bowl? I'm probably the least hard on Jimmy of the guys who are on the show, just because I think that he has more to offer than a lot of other people give him credit for, and I know that a lot of people are skewed because of his being injured. If that's not something he can get past, then obviously he's not going to work out in the long run. But I think that the other guys, that's pretty much why they give him a lot of why they're hard. I mean, I can't speak to why they're tough on Jimmy, but because I can only go off of what we talk about. I can't speak for them, but it seems as though there's some discussion about him not being able to make the long passes and his arm not being good in that aspect, and some errant decision making. A lot of people seem to say that too on the show. So that's kind of where it is. A lot of people think that the 19 year was carried by the running team, which it wasn't. It was, and the running game and the defense, which they both held their own. But there were games where we would not have won if it wasn't for Jimmy, and he doesn't get the credit.
Yes, I'll be honest with you. To say that the run game carried us to the playoffs or the defense did, all of that is irrelevant because you want all three phases of the game to be good. And so if they didn't, there would be a problem. You know what I'm saying? The point of having all three phases or both sides of the ball being good is that when one is slacking, the others can step up. That's the basis for any good football team. With that being said, I can tell you why I am personally harder on Jimmy right now, especially with this offseason. I feel like his injuries are more emotion related than physical or physically related. I 100% convinced myself that if Jimmy, if we were in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs in the postseason, Jimmy would have played the last 3 weeks of the season. That pissed me off. I'm sorry, but it did. If you're healthy enough to be at practice for 4 weeks and they're saying that you were cleared, but you were not cleared, and they're coddling you, that pissed me off. That's number one. Number two, I don't think that it's Jimmy's decision making anymore, Brian. I think that he's being told what to do. And if that's the case, I feel like it's happening for a reason. And so it's a lot of dot connecting by myself. It's not necessarily just what I've seen. I have seen him hesitant, pump fake, and then do the check down thing. I saw that happen far too often for my liking. And then it seemed like he kind of went on autopilot. And this is a small window that we're talking about. This is just what I saw last year. I don't analyze guys based off of what they did 5 years ago. We have 1 minute left because we started a minute early. We're going to go. I don't analyze guys based off of what we saw 5 years ago or 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I do it based off of what I just saw. And so that's my answer there. Why are the Cardinals trying to be like us? They even went out and got their own D Ford. I thought that was a great comparison. And when we talked about the potential of getting Watt, this is what we said. We already have one injured defensive end. Why are we going to go out and get another one? Right?
Yeah, we covered that.
All right. This one here from Black Caesar. I like that name, by the way. I read it easily, so that's why I liked it. Continuing with Jimmy will affect re-signing key players due to cap restrictions. But what's a better option? This is a very long question that we're not going to get answered in 15 seconds, and the show is going to cut off in 12 seconds. So, Brian, you got 10 seconds to say it. Go.
Yeah, it has to do with the money that's available. And I think that, like John said, that when the money is ready, when they're ready to get the money, then they will restructure his contract, and then